Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of 999. Last time we left off, we were on a new route, and we had made it here, and things were progressing, but, yeah, this novel section is taking a while before we get to these. Maybe one of these is an escape room? I don't know, but we'll see, so. It was a foolish question, and he knew it. Yeah, everybody's got to recover from seeing another person that's dead. Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she'd received were not likely to recede as quickly. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder, and they walked back to the bedroom.
しばらく休んだ方がいい。ほら、このベッドだ。座れるか？
はい。
She nodded once and stared at the floor. There were 4 others in the room. Ace, Lotus, Santa, and Seven. They all stared at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. After a while, they drifted into the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the center of it and looked around as the slumped figures gathered there.
死体の第一発見者は？
俺だよ。
Seven spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. Seven's hand
ど
was
うして
up.
この部屋に？
決まってるだろ。四つ葉を探すためだ。すると、バスルームの中に彼女の死体が。俺は慌てて部屋を飛び出し、みんなを呼んだ。カジノバーの脇にある階段の上、そこから声を放ってな。おい！みんな来てくれ！大変なことになった！一等選手とバスルームだ！さあ早く！俺はそれだけ告げて、もう一度バスルームに引き返した。一宮、サンタ、ヤシロの3人が飛び込んできたのは、それから間もなくのことだ。だが、いくら待っても、順平と紫が姿を現す気配はなかった。そこで俺は、お前ら2人を探すべく、あの階段を駆け下りていって、あとは、言わなくてもわかるだろ
う。Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask.
一つ気になってることがあるんだが。
なんだ？
お前、この部屋の探索を終えて脱出したとき、ドアの隙間に譜面のプレートを挟み込んでたよな。あれはなぜだ？
だから言っただろ。ロックがかからないようにするためだよ。いつでもこの部屋に戻ってこれるように。
I get Junpei's going to try to accuse Seven, but I really don't think it was Seven.
お前まさか、俺のこと疑ってんのか？
No, I already know who it was, but...
さあ、どうだろうな。返答次第によっちゃ、容疑者の最有力候補にもなりかねないぜ。
ったくよ。
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion Seven is totally innocent here. I think I would be surprised if he actually did do it. Seven sighed and shook his head.
仕方ねえ。ついてきてくれ。
There were 2 doors standing next to one another. He opened the one on the right.
そこは。
ああ。
Seven stepped inside. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured towards a small box. The box was a small metal cube. Safe. He looked at Junpei.
理由はこいつにある。この金庫だ。結局、部屋から脱出するまで、俺たちはこいつを開くことができなかった。だがもしかしたら、中に何か重要なもんでも隠されてるかもしれねえだろう。そう思うと、気になって仕方がなくてな。ひょっとしたら、いつかどこかでこいつのダイヤル番号が判明することになるかもわからねえ。そうなった時にわざわざ表の5の扉を開くのは面倒だ。だから出口の方の扉に譜面のプレートを。あった。
This could be important for other routes to get other endings.
ああ。
Junpei nodded and looked at the safe. He grabbed the handle and shook it.
まあ、開かないよな。
It was as locked as it had been when Seven found it. There was one change, however. Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder.
サビだ。
Junpei stared at it,
こ
considering.
こにサビが落ちてるってことは、誰かがこの金庫の扉を開いたってことか。
There's rust here? That means has someone opened the safe? Huh? Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom. Huh. I might be confused, but why does that indicate that someone opened the safe? I guess if it was rusted on the inside or rusted in some other fashion? Clearly Junpei knows something I do not, that my tired brain currently can't comprehend, because, yeah, I'm recording like my last 2 videos before I leave for vacation, so... It was cold and quiet. No one spoke. They sat frozen in place by shock, grief, and fatigue. The room felt tiny and oppressive, and the thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. Junpei turned and headed for the living room. Anything to get out of there.
何か手がかりはないのかよ。犯人を突き止めるための手がかりは。
As quickly as they could, they searched around and under the beds and in the corners. His eyes caught on the door. The door that led to the passageway of door number 5.
あのドアの向こうは9番の男の死体がある場所だったか。
Yeah. So this is the room when I took this path. I was in here with Seven and Snake, I believe.
念のため調べておくか。
Just in case you're gonna see that the bracelet's missing. Quietly he pushed open the door. The smell hit him like a blow to the face.
なんだよこれ。匂いで頭がおかしくなりそうだ。
Yeah, I mean, he's been there the longest, so... I don't actually know how long it takes a body to start decomposing in such a way that it starts smelling really, really bad like that. My wife would know. She's taken some forensic classes before. But judging by the time, I don't know how it would actually smell at this point. It's not like it would be rotting yet, but the smell of the blood would definitely hit you, and the smell of all the other bits that come out of a body. His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air. Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violet froth. It was too much for him, and he vomited. A thin stream of yellow water and bile splattered onto the floor. We need the things that detectives have. That you put under your nose. It's like a strong smell. He wiped his mouth weakly and stared at the dead body. Chunks of torn flesh lay in an arc around the body. What remained of his intestines had slid out onto the floor. The pool of blood that framed it was half dry, but so thick that it had taken on a texture not unlike that of an egg yolk prepared sunny side up. Ugh. On the floor next to the broken mass of the man's head lay his glasses, cracked, spidering across the lenses, but right there was the bracelet before. You get this same exact shot at the beginning when you see the body. It has the bracelet right here. It's not there. So I think my hypothesis about Ace earlier was correct. The bloodstains near them had already dried, like scabs on the floor. That was when I noticed.
バングルがなくなってる。間違いなくメガネの脇に転がっていたはずなのに。
Just like I said. But now, it was gone. The number 9 bracelet was gone. So... Did we even check to see if Clover had her bracelet? But I don't think that would work anyway, yeah. 9, 10, yeah, that wouldn't work to get him through the 9th door, so... Why did he kill Clover? Maybe he just killed Clover because... No, that would be weird.
なぜだ。どうして。
Maybe she found him and knew too much or something? That could be it. Had someone taken it? He was turning it over and over in his mind when he heard Seven's voice.
順平の野郎、どこ行っちまったんだ。
It had drifted out to him from the living room. Junpei walked slowly out of the hallway.
ああ、いたいた。通路の方を調べてたのか？
Seven looked up as Junpei entered the room.
何か見つかったか？
He thought for a moment before he
Yeah.
responded.
何も
Technically, it wasn't a lie. He hadn't found anything. In a way, in fact, that was the problem. Something he'd expected to find hadn't been there, the ninth man's bracelet. So... 9... 7... B6... No. Okay. I was wondering if it was taken in such a way as to implicate you into getting Clover's bracelet, but no, that would be 4. This would put you at 16. You would need 3, so you would need Santa's bracelet if they were trying to implicate 7, or if it was 7, you wouldn't need Clover's bracelet. So that logic doesn't work. Actually, no, you would need 16. You would actually, yeah, because 8 and 1. I'm doing the same thing again. 8 and 1 would be what you would need. So you would actually need Snake's bracelet. Yeah.
それよりも、どうしたんだ？
ああ、ちょっと見てもらいたいものがあってな。
見てもらいたいもの？
7 led Junpei back to the bathroom.
四つ葉。
As Clover's corpse came into view, he felt his heart flip and then fall to the bottom of his stomach. Something between a sigh and a groan escaped his
なんだよ
lips.
見てもらいたいものって。
His voice was hollow and empty.
もう一度、改めて四つ葉の死体を調べてみたんだ。
No bracelet, right?
無残なもんだった。背中から一突き、ナイフか何かで刺されたらしい。それと、こいつを見つけたな。
As he spoke, he moved around Clover's head, then knelt down and flipped open her right hand.
なんだ？
Oh, a note! She was holding a piece of
中
paper.
はまだ見てねえ。現場保存は捜査の鉄則だからな。と言いつつ、実は一つだけ拝借させてもらったものもあったりするんだが。
He wasn't sure what that meant, but it likely didn't matter. The paper was more important. I did borrow one thing. Are you talking about the bracelet?
広げるぞ。
He picked it up and carefully opened it. There were 2 sentences written on it.
真実は去り、真実は去り、真実は去った。
Huh? Truth had gone, truth had gone, and truth had gone. Ah, now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
真実は今、ユンデの闇に眠っている。
なんだこりゃ。暗号か？
7 peered over Junpei's shoulder at the note. Junpei stepped away from Clover's body and into the living room. He began to pace, attempting to decode the note.
暗号か。
The first clue was likely the phrase sinister hand. I would need to get another look at it again. Sinister hand means... Sinister hand? Right hand or left hand? I don't actually know what this is referencing. The sinister hand. I don't know. I'm trying to. My brain's going to places like the right hand of God, left hand of God, things like that. Like I'm trying to think of where particular instances of this come up. I'm just gonna say the left hand.
弓を持つ方の手。左手のことだ。
Sinister was a term used in heraldry that meant to the left of the bearer of a coat of arms. Interesting. I have never heard this in my life. I was trying to think of all like right hand, left hand imagery and things I could think of, and it went to a lot of religious things. Probably because of my history studies.
左手。左手。左手には何がある？
Left hand. What does the left hand mean? I'm guessing it's talking about... He looked at his left arm. I forget what the rest of it said, but the left arm would be, or the left hand would have been the prosthetic hand of Snake, right? I don't know if that's important. Or you're telling me to look at someone's left arm to notice something off about it? At the bracelet on his
も
wrist.
しかしてユンデの闇というのはこのバングルと何か関係があるんじゃないのか。
Darkness of the sinister hand has something to do with the bracelet. He examined the
文
bracelet
字盤の左
closely.
右についている粒子らしきものか。
Left and right sides of the face.
左と右、右と左。真実の差。
Truth had gone, truth had gone, and truth had gone. And now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. Truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone, and now it's asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. Huh. Left and right, left and right, right and left. Truth is gone. I am not grasping exactly what they're getting here, besides it potentially pertains to the bracelet and is potentially talking about something to do with the bracelets, like who is taking them and stuff.
真実の差。
Truth gone. Maybe those two words. Truth gone. Reading it out loud. Truth gone. Gone truth. Truth gone? Does that mean anything? Truth gone, truth gone, truth gone. How about switching the sentence around? What else could gone and truth mean? How about reading them backwards? H-T-U-R-T doesn't make anything, and Enog is not something. What else could gone and truth mean? How about switching the sentence around? Truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone. Gone had truth? No. There's not many ways to switch that out. I think what else could gone and truth mean would be the one that makes the most sense to me currently. This is going directions I did not expect.
英語にするんじゃないのか。真実は正しさ、真相という意味で解釈するなら、それを英訳したものはライトになる。
Something that is right. Right had gone. Wow, this is quite the little coded message that we were left.
一方、サッタは一語で表すとすると、まず真っ先に思い浮かぶのはレフトだ。
Truth, of course, means something that is correct, something that's fact. In other words, something that is right. You can then safely assume that gone means left. I don't know if you can safely assume that. I feel like that's jumping ahead a little bit. Like, for the sake of this particular argument, maybe I could see why you would follow this train of thought, but...
サル、リーブの過去形のレフト。
No, well... Yeah, you've thought about this more than I have, Junpei. My sleepy brain can't keep up with your things. Yeah, after someone left, they were gone. Okay, that makes sense. So truth, right, left, gone, yeah.
ライト、レフトにはそれぞれ右左という意味もあるから。
Okay. So right head left? Right head left and right head left. Right head left, right head left, right head left. Now the truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. Is this potentially something to do with the safe combination? Like, because it's saying right and left, which makes me automatically go to like a safe combination, you know, like number left, number right, that kind of thing.
真実を右、サッタを左としても解釈できるわ。
Junpei looked at the bracelet again.
バングルの左突起。もしかしてこの突起物か？
Yeah, have we never tried interacting with those before? Like, they look like they could kind of be buttons, but...
こいつは
Press them in the following order. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Right, right, left, left, right, left. Left, left, right, right, left, right. I mean, based off of the note, it seems right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Because right had left, right had left, right had left. But is there something I'm missing here? Right hand left, right hand left, right hand left. This is almost a time where I would want to be able to like Clover's note. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong thing. Oh. I would almost want to be able to look back at that thing. Is it really just the simple option? Left, right, left, right, left, right. It's not that. Darkness, the truth sleeps in the darkness of the sinister hand. God, wow, this is quite the wild message to expect us to be able to decipher. I'm gonna go for this one because this is like the incredibly obvious answer and it feels almost too obvious. And then... Oh my god, what? One after another, 8 numbers flashed on, then off of the face of Junpei's bracelet. And this is the combination to the safe? How did Clover find out about this? What is this actually? This is like completely separate from the whole mummy shit that we were going on with in the other route. Wow. So there's like even more mysteries to solve here. I really thought it was going to be like, yeah, we know Ace is doing things. We solve some things with Clover. We need to open the casket, those kinds of things. And clearly there'd be some stuff going on with Alice and all of that. But like, what is this now? I'm confused here. And wow, I'm surprised. Yeah, like how did Clover know to do this? Like where did she learn about this?
今のは
He checked one more time to be sure. 1, 4, 3, 8. 3, 4, 2, 1.
1、4、3、8、3、4、2、1。
Interesting. Is there anything to get from the sequence of those numbers there? Because some of them are repeating. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. Interesting.
Huh? What? なんだよ、今の数字は。
What do the numbers mean, Mason? I don't know. I guess, like, that feels like too many numbers. Well, I guess it could be, no, for the, say, 14, 38, 34, 21. If we did it like that. But I'm also thinking, like, digital root, and I'm also thinking, like, the potential symbolism of some things going on here, like there being 2 1s, 2 4s, and 2 3s, but there's only 1 8, 1 2, and there's no 5, 6, or 9. I don't know. I'm probably thinking into it way too much. Junpei didn't answer. He couldn't answer. He had no idea what they were either. Besides, he was sure he would forget the numbers in the order they came in if you said anything.
1438342
Like, right 14, left 38, right 34, left 21. Muttering the numbers to himself over and over, Junpei headed toward the bedroom.
1438342 1438342 1438342
Yeah.
1438342
Before long, he found himself in front of the safe again. I mean, it seems like I chose the correct option on both of those things, I suppose. The first question, which was, let's find something to do with these words, and then the next section, which was the incredibly obvious answer of what you were supposed to do with the safe. It was so obvious, in fact, that I felt thrown off and thought I was supposed to be looking for more in it, but I guess I played too much Blueprints. Its lock was the only device he could think of that required a sequence of numbers such as the one he just discovered. Yeah. Yeah. Besides, someone had opened the safe at least once already. Yeah, we did establish that. You mentioned the rust stuff. I still don't totally get that, but I have to assume it's something to do with like an old safe when it's open, like rust filings come out or something. Had Clover come to the bedroom to open it? Junpei slowly dialed the numbers the bracelet had given him.
右に1、左に4、
Okay, so no, it's not like I was thinking where it's 2-digit numbers. It's just, no, it's all single digits.
右に
Okay. Finished.
ビンゴだ。やっぱりこれだったのか。
I mean, I'm still shocked, Junpei, after all of this and also knowing that our lives are still on the line and we're on a time crunch, had the ability to sit down and lock in and just decipher that message, because I would not have come to those conclusions. I would not have come to those conclusions at all. The whole right and left and thing, like, I would not have. I'm terrible with riddles, but I would have never realized that. Small telltale sound of a lock opening. He grabbed the handle, took a deep breath, and pulled it up.
こいつは何かのメモか。
Inside was a piece of paper. It was roughly the same size as the one Clover had been holding. Junpei picked it up. This is what it said. Fact number 1. The nunnery game was played once before 9 years ago. Okay, this we know. Fact number 2. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. So Snake was there. Yeah, that makes sense. Fact number 3. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceutical CEO, Gentaro Hongo, Cradle Pharmaceuticals Chief of Staff, Nagisa Nijisaki, Cradle Pharmaceuticals R&D Supervisor, Teruaki Kubota, Majority Shareholder in Cradle Pharmaceuticals, Kagechika Musashido. So which one of the... I mean, it's you, right? It's Gentaro Hongo, the CEO. Yeah. Because Santa did say he was a CEO, or he said he was a CEO, which we have to take that with a grain of salt, because Ace could have just been totally lying and been another position, or, you know. I must punish them for the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent souls might be saved, I now state the truth. 0. Huh. The idea that 0 is making us replay through this game as a way to let people know that the nunnery games were taking place. I don't know, I need some more context for this. There's a lot of different ways to read this. Junpei left the closet. There were 5 people waiting for him in the bedroom. Ace, Lotus, Santa, Seven, and June. He looked at each one of them in turn and slowly placed his hands in the pockets of his
Mina.
vest.
悪いがちょっと付き合ってもらえないか。
付き合う？
大病室に移動してもらいたいんだ。
どうして？
確かめておきたいことがあるんだよ。
確かめるって何を？
俺が思ってる人間が本当に犯人なのかどうか。
Yeah, so this is about Ace. Because Ace, I think on this path is a little fuzzy because I didn't completely replay every single event, but I believe on this path, yeah, that the whole Ace thing happened, where I think that had to happen no matter what, right? God, it's so fuzzy keeping all the things together across the different timelines right now.
犯人ってお前。
ああ、もしかしたら分かっちまったかもしれないんだ。
So, yeah, I mean, this was basically an elaborate way for Clover to let us know Ace was the one that killed her, because we know that he's high up at Cradle, so her just having a document in there talking about, like, you know, implicating Cradle in it means that we know who did it
誰が
without
ニ
her
ルス
actually
と
having
四
to
つ
say
葉を
it.
殺したのか
The atmosphere in the room changed. Grief was suddenly gone, replaced by attention, like a strap of leather stretched to its limit. 5 sets of eyes stared at Junpei. He pretended not to notice.
大病室に移動してくれ
All please move to the big hospital room. This is probably where an episode will end. I'm going to keep going and try to get another one. But yeah, this will probably be the end of an episode. I'm definitely getting sleepy though.